We've all thought about it, packing up our lives and moving to an island paradise to work on the beach and live the dream lifestyle. Just imagine taking it easy in a beachfront bar, answering some emails whilst enjoying some refreshing ice-cold drinks, and at the end of the day you can close your laptop as the sun sets and get ready to party throughout the night. That's certainly the dream that's sold to you when you research becoming a digital nomad. You'll see places like Bali in Indonesia, various places throughout Thailand, and ever more common is the Philippines. Having just spent the last year working remotely online, I want to give you an insight into how it actually was to be a digital nomad in the Philippines. During the coronavirus pandemic, remote working became a significantly more important option for businesses. Companies from all over the world were somewhat forced to adapt to allow their employees to work from home. And once this change was made, they realised they could cut their costs significantly by not having a physical office and the costly rent, utilities and insurances that come with it. This opened up a world of opportunity for employees because if they can work from home effectively, why can't they work overseas in their dream location? So first off, why are more people starting to choose the Philippines? I don't want to take too much time here because I did a recent video on why foreigners are choosing the Philippines and they are largely the same reasons. The main takeaways are that visas are very easy for most nationalities by comparison to other Southeast Asian countries. In the Philippines, you can easily stay on a tourist visa for up to 3 years at a time without ever needing to leave the country. This often raises the question, but how can you work there on a tourist visa? Well, you can't work for a business based here or get paid into a Philippines bank account on a tourist visa, but you can work for an overseas business or freelance for yourself, provided you're getting paid into a foreign bank account. This leads nicely on to my next point that many foreigners miss. There may be tax benefits to working overseas. For example, the Philippines has a no tax on foreign income policy, where provided you're earning into your home bank account, that money will not be subject to tax in the Philippines. If you're employed in the UK, you could register as a non-resident, which means you don't pay tax on your income, effectively giving you an extra 20% of your income at the cost of only being allowed in the UK for 15 days of the tax year. I'm sure you can see the appeal here. You're earning more to live in a country which is typically a much lower cost of living. This setup really is win-win. You as a digital nomad earn more and the Philippines gets you spending your overseas money in the country, boosting local businesses and the Philippines economy. Everyone's situation will be different here, but please seek professional guidance from a qualified accountant before changing your tax situation. The next reason is the language barrier is significantly reduced in the Philippines for English speakers. Over 60% of Filipinos speak English fluently, making the country an attractive option. All of these reasons have made the Philippines an attractive destination for digital nomads, but how is it to actually be one? The honest answer is, it completely depends on your situation. The term digital nomad covers anybody working remotely away from home, which encompasses a large group of people. The reality is there's a huge difference between packing in your low-paying 9-to-5 job to start your YouTube career in Boracay versus being an established business that pays you a good stable salary every month. Let's run through a few of the areas that will make all the difference, starting with your financial position. How much money you have in the bank and how much you're earning will have a tremendous impact in your experience as a digital nomad. If you do move overseas with next to nothing but an idea, then I've got bad news for you. You're very likely going to have a difficult time. They say money can't buy happiness. This is technically true because there's a lot of wealthy people that are unhappy, but I hate this saying because the lack of money is a source of unhappiness for many of us, especially those who are alone overseas in a foreign country. Running out of money abroad is not fun. On that note, always make sure you keep enough money for getting home should the worst come to the worst. So without a doubt, my advice is to ensure you have enough money in the bank and budget accordingly. There's a reason the Philippines slogan is "It's more fun in the Philippines." The beautiful travel destinations filled with fun people are almost irresistible to many of us, and this can be a bit of a problem for digital nomads. The temptation to always be out socializing or traveling is difficult to resist. One way or another, your willpower is going to be tested to far greater levels than it would be in your home country, and both in terms of finance and time, you'll need to be disciplined. Just look around on YouTube, particularly in Thailand. There are thousands of stories of people moving to Southeast Asia and the party lifestyle just completely destroys them. They lose everything and end up with nothing. There's a big difference between being on holiday and living somewhere. Have a think to yourself. Are you going to be able to sit in your condo working on your laptop knowing that just a few minutes away everyone is out partying and enjoying themselves? Let's finish up with my experience of being a digital nomad in the Philippines. Long story short, I absolutely loved it. The freedom and flexibility it provided in my situation really made for an incredible year. For transparency, I am employed by a UK business where I work a 9-to-5 and largely eventually this gave me the freedom to thoroughly enjoy working from the Philippines. I often get questioned why I chose to stay in Makati in Manila. It's one of the more expensive areas and it's in the city. The reason I chose there was the stability it provided. Knowing there were plenty of restaurants, supermarkets and malls around meant I could always get whatever I was looking for. Also, working online, access to the internet was essential. Many provincial areas in the Philippines have what are called brownouts, where they face power cuts. As a digital nomad who often sits on video calls with clients, it's crucial this doesn't happen. I would have loved to live on a beachfront somewhere in a nice house overlooking the sunset. This will be possible, but for my first year in the Philippines, the stability Makati provided was a good choice. This was proven somewhat when I ventured to Davao City in January of this year. I went to Davao with the idea that I could work from my hotel during my working hours and see the city in my spare time. Well, on the first day of working, there was a rainstorm that hit the city, knocking out my hotel's Wi-Fi and mobile data. Late to work, I quickly ran in the pouring rain to the nearby Starbucks. No luck here either, as their internet was down too. I ended up needing to pay a lot of money to get into a nice hotel where the Wi-Fi was working. A pretty expensive lesson about having a backup plan, and let's just say I wasn't popular with my colleagues. Remember earlier when I was talking about willpower? The downside of being in Makati was that I failed massively in this department. I found it impossible not to go out socialising almost daily. Working 9 to 5 in a small studio condo meant that whenever I wasn't working, I just wanted to be out enjoying myself. The Philippines is a really fun place, and I was pretty terrible at saying no. Because I was working UK hours, I would often finish shortly after midnight, where I was faced with the option of do I go to sleep now or do I head out to play billiards and meet some people. The cost of living may be cheaper, but when you're enjoying yourself far more frequently, it all adds up. That's it for this video, guys and girls. I loved working as a digital nomad in the Philippines for the last year, and I hope this video gave you some insights into how it was for me. I'll say it again, your experience will massively differ depending on your situation, so please think carefully and budget accordingly. If you are thinking of embracing the digital nomad lifestyle, I wish you the best of luck. Until next time, maraming salamat at ingat po.